Hey, it's the odd man. I'm on I-5 headed north. I'm going up to a place called Alder Lake, which is about a 6 or 7 mile long lake. It's an hour and a half from my house up to the northeast. I'm working on getting some mileage in and improving my fitness in rowing the boat to do the 70/48, which is coming up in about a month and a half. I feel like I'm a little bit behind the curve fitness wise, so it's time to get cooking. I'm passing Mayfield Lake. I have rowed on Mayfield Lake in Rife Lake before. And you know me, I'm always up for an adventure. I would really like to find someplace new. That's why this Alder Lake. I've never been there. It's way off the beaten path. It's on the Nisqually River, and I looked over the Nisqually River Valley up in Mount Rainier National Park, and I drive by the Nisqually River Delta there by Olympia often. So it's just another check mark on the map, someplace I've wanted to see but have never been there. So we'll see what it's like. Always an adventure when you go someplace you've never been before. I did find some charts online for the lake, so I know it's plenty deep. My system for hauling the boat works really well. It sits nicely on these crossbars, and it's really sturdy going down the road. But you can see I have the front one sitting on a frame. And my only concern with hauling the boat like this is that the back one doesn't sit on a frame and the boat flexes in quite a bit there. But I've seen no cracking at the frames or of the glue joints where the ribs and those rib ends and the frames join one another. So I think it's okay. I think it's flexy enough to handle it. So I'm at the launching ramp at this Alder Lake. Pretty nice facility. Conditions look like perfect. It's about 45 and no wind. It's supposed to get up to 60 today.
Well, you know what they say, to paraphrase, every long road begins with but a single stroke. The plan today is 20 miles, 2 laps round trip of this lake.
I'm only 3/4 of a mile into this. I just turned the corner to head south after leaving the launching ramp. But I was just looking at how nice this lake is. It's significantly undeveloped. It's not like many of the lakes in the region that are lined up cheek by jowl, house next to house. That narrow little pass, I'll point it out here on the map. The wind came through there with that sort of willowa effect a little bit, but wasn't too bad since the overall wind speed's pretty low. This is pretty doggone pleasant. If my knees didn't hurt so much, it'd be perfect. All right, I'm a little over 5 nautical miles, an hour and 18 minutes. And you can see my goal was a little further away, but this skin on frame boat makes me nervous because there's stuff sticking out of the water there. There's one right here. There's a few more I've seen. So 5 nautical miles. We're going to call it 5 nautical miles. We'll try to do that 4 times. But for now, the Rocky Point Recreation Area is just right over there. I'm going to go over there and take a break. I need to eat something, need to drink something, and I need to use the facilities. This is the Rocky Point Recreation Area. I've never been in here. And again, I'm a little nervous about sticks and stones, scraping my bones. Hopefully we can figure out someplace decent to land here. It doesn't really bother me too much if the water's shallow enough to walk in, because then I can just pick the boat up. Doesn't bother me too much to set it on this wooden keel, but I always worry about the cloth wearing through the rest of the boat. The wind has come up, but it's not really strong. It's maybe 6 or 8 miles an hour. But Mount Rainier is watching over me. This was an out and back row, and it's 5 miles each way, so that was a 10-mile row. So I plan to do it again. But it's certainly convenient to be able to come back here and use the facilities, sit in the car and eat comfortably. Not going to whine about that. I'm leaving the dock, and the flippin' wind is against me again. It's like, give me a break. Sorry, I just had to whine. I'm at this Rocky Point Park again. I've been rowing 4 hours, 15 and a half miles, stopping to have a little snack. But now the wind has come up consistently, and it's going to be on the nose all the way back. Not huge, but certainly going to make it more work and slower. 3.7 knot average, 20.1 miles, 5 hours, 24 minutes. This was really a pleasant row. The conditions were great. There was a little bit of wind at the end, but you can see it's not very much. This is the town of Elbe. It is the site of this Mount Rainier Railroad. You can see they have a restaurant and a railroad car, and there's the Hobo Inn down there, which is cabooses and train cars you can rent to stay in the night. Looks like a fun place.
And that, my friends, was the entire town.
This is the Odd Man, out.